but do they really daunt us? Your tongue can be sharp, you've cut me close to the heart, but we can master the art. And the thing is that these scars are scary, but they are just some old scars. We should never be afraid of them. You and I know when we are too far apart, everything just falls apart. So I'll just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free. I'll keep my head high while we're crossing the land. With all the minds we lay down, it's gonna take us some time, but I won't give up, though I know it's tough. We need to break our patterns. It's better now than after we have drifted off too far. Let's tear down these walls our destiny has called. We're walking down a path, and the wind will change at last, like a song about our past. So I'll just close my eyes and dream.
All right, then. I love it when I sing along and I don't know the words. Hey, my name's Kevin. Welcome to the live streaming on Facebook. Today is the 9th of September, and we're going to be talking about cleaning owning your mess and using that as a way to clean it up. Yeah, about that. So, I'm never sure what I'm going to bring when I think about doing these twice a week. There was one thought I had about, well, I'll just put a whole calendar out there and write a topic for the Wednesdays and the Sundays, and then build a presentation out of it. And that works, but I've always thought of my life and the world as it unfolds as being this unrehearsed experiment. And any time that I have gotten into doing something that, there's a plan, yes, there's a sort of, we got to start here, we got to get into this, and we got to end up getting into that, it really doesn't kind of unfold that way. Not that it's not good to have margins, because I think it is, but I think life is far more interesting when you have the things that you need to move forward, and it just takes this turn, an unexpected turn. And then if there is this whole idea that we have to stay on track and stay on the program, but we've gone in this direction, we've worked around this way and that way, I don't know where the flexibility is. Life is way more interesting when you have a thread, a spine, a skeleton, but to move from. There is room for flexibility, honesty, and the way to experience life in a new way. Good morning, Kim. So, that being said, today's topic of owning your mess. So, this came up as the thought around ongoing complaints that people have, and you can land it in complaints of politics, we've got, which is beyond my comprehension, but it's okay. And people have this opinion, right? There's this opinion, that opinion, and in this US culture, there are two camps, and it seems that someone's got to be in one or the other. But what's so interesting about this, and it is a mess, it's a mess, I think it's a mess, is I'm not really sure that the majority of people, if we think about it, actually belong in this one or that one. And it's interesting as an observer for me to say, how are they defending one thing or the other so fiercely, so vehemently, so with such, look, I'm balling my fists up to explain. It's so interesting. And that brought me to, okay, so what are they not paying attention to? Not, I'm not talking about political conversations. I don't know how to get into those because I think that's an ongoing issue that's far bigger than me. But what I can say is, in my own experience, when something comes up that brings up a reaction, a woof, a feel, and it does happen, even though I might teach yoga, practice yoga, and that's a whole nother subject. I'm going to get into that because it's a word I want to teach you that I learned recently, which was like, oh my gosh, and how it gets pushed about where no one really knows what it means. And like, well, why are you saying it if you don't know what it means? Anyway, I digress. How is it that so many folks feel so strongly about one way about being right and making the other people wrong? And that's the mess I'm talking about. Own it. Own your mess. Own the reason why you feel so adamant about being right, because what that creates, I'm not saying that a person who creates a crime and makes another person a victim, that the victim's wrong or right, or the perpetrator's wrong or right. But here's what happens. Then there's a rescue situation. Somebody's got to be rescued from this mess. When you're playing the role of someone who has to be right, whether it's the rescuer, which can become the persecutor very quickly, or someone that's been wronged, which is the victim, when you're doing any one of those three things, there's this drama that happens. If you're invested in keeping the drama going, that will spill into other things that you have going on. It doesn't stop until you own the mess. Owning the mess of, wow. Now, would that put you in a heap of tears, in a heap of, oh my goodness, I feel guilty, I feel shame? There might be some of that if you know you've done it. What I want to bring up to you is the need to be right and the need to be wrong is a filter from fear, which is another filter which is covering something up. And that's a perception that somehow underneath it, you're wrong. So you have to defend it. And you don't want to be wrong. You don't want people to think a certain way about you. That's owning your mess. That's owning the fact that how could they possibly think something about you if it isn't true? We talked about that somehow the lies become the truth. It's in another one of these chats I do, live chats I do. And this week, it's so interesting that this comes up for me this week about owning the mess. A week ago, I thought, well, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Well, okay, what do we do? And like most things, if I'm going to go and do this YouTube thing, I better learn how to do it. Well, I went down the avenue of this is crazy, this is nuts, and I spent most of last Wednesday afternoon trying to get a channel going. And then I went to search for it. I couldn't find it. Every time I put my name in to find the name of the channel, all these other Kevin Cross people showed up and I couldn't find anything that I'd done. Well, this became this whole thing about I'm making YouTube this big. Oh, yeah, right. They were everything I could think of and then some. It really wasn't moving me forward. What it was covering up was the fact that I had no idea, number one, why the hell am I doing this? Number two, who would find any of this interesting? And number three, what is the point? Well, I could go into all three of those subjects and make all that about anything I wanted to make it about. But it gets in the way of what's the bigger picture, which is, what's your point? My point is to raise the vibration and bring some lightness, joy, levity, a feeling of lifting it up. So this morning, I shuffled some cards like I do every once in a while, and I thought, well, let me pull some cards. And I have this great deck of cards, oracle cards, which are by Colette Baron Reed. You can find them on. You can find them at Barnes and Noble, Amazon. They've all got, and oracle cards are not just one set. They have all kinds of sets. Kyle Gray has a set he designed and he made about angels, which are phenomenal. But this is the wisdom of the hidden realms. There's a meditation that goes with it. I mean, some people are into that hippy dippy stuff, some are not. I just think if it lifts a vibration and it brings me some connection to something bigger than just the earth or just the paying the bills and just the rain and just the talk about hurricanes and whoever knows what else. There's something else out there. Let's get into it. So I pulled this card this morning, which is the prison waif. And really what this card teaches or taught me was I have been a prisoner of my own limitations, like thinking things like, why am I doing this? This is crazy. I must be off my head, is actually the filter that stops the growth. So when I say own your mess, stop yourself in the tracks, be okay with the fact that you may not feel this way, that way, or the other way. What I want you to do is get into the mess of it and let the mess of it become the message that you get from it. Like my mess of owning the fact that I can't do this, I shouldn't be doing this, and really it comes from the fear of being judged. In the yoga program that I was part of, the Baptiste program, there is this, we do this at the end of every class. We should. It's called feedback. And what feedback does is it brings up defensive behavior, because the idea of feedback is linked to criticism. And if a person is truly for the greater good of another person, they're going to want to offer them feedback of a positive nature. And I'll give you an example of it. Sunday, I had done one of these, and and there was something about this whole set I didn't like. And Kim's on here, so she knows I've been playing about with what in the world to do with this, if you call it a set, whatever you see on the camera, because it really wasn't right. First of all, it started off as being boring, like plain white wall with nothing going on. Then it was sort of like that chair rail in the back there that was cutting in half, and that wasn't working. And something was coming up for me on Sunday about it was getting to look like a crazy carnival ride with all these lights hanging up. And my friend Felicity that lives in Boise, Idaho, said, "What are you doing with your auntie's tablecloth pinned up against the wall?" And I about died. Not died in a bad way, just giggled laughing in fits, because it's exactly right. It was a bit like I had a washing line up there with the washing hanging out to dry. It just wasn't working for what I was trying to present. To be helpful, as feedback, she offered me a swatch and put me in touch with this company called Backdrop that makes all these crazy color paints. And then an hour after we'd been chatting, I trotted my little gay ass off to Home Depot and got myself a gallon of paint, and we slapped that mess up on the wall on Sunday afternoon. I feel like, oh, it fits. Now, I could have gotten into the feedback of why I had created the crazy carnival ride of the wall, which I'm not going to do it. And I may have done that at one point. When we feel like the feedback we're getting is coming from a place of criticism or judgment, that's what puts us into this mode of being right. Here's what I will say about it. Feedback, somebody's opinion, someone's advice, that's going to come often when you don't necessarily ask for it, someone's going to trot this mess out and they're going to say, well, I think this and I think that. It is fine. If you truly believe, oof, they've got some truth into what they're saying, own it. Maybe ask, well, what would you think would be better, and see what comes up. If you don't agree at all and you have this sense of that doesn't make sense, it doesn't align with me, there's no need to go at it with an argument, tell the other person they're wrong, because you're just spinning that mess into more of a mess. It is look at it, be okay with it, and move on. You don't have to respond. And in fact, if a person wants a response, they want to know how you feel about it, or what your thoughts are about it, you can and have the right to say, I'm going to have to get back to you because at the moment I wasn't coming from this avenue. It isn't that you're being non-responsive, unresponsive, passive aggressive, or any of those things. These are words people want to claw on because that's their filter. We're human, and the human experience is to find a pigeonhole and a box and shove things in there. It's all got to make sense. It really doesn't. Again, I said in the very beginning, have a plan and be okay with the flexibility that the plan may not turn out quite the way you thought it was going to. And oftentimes it doesn't. It really doesn't. What's interesting is what you do with the plan, the journey, the experience while you're on it, while you're in it, while you're going through it. Because it isn't really all about getting to the end. That's part of it. You have to have a direction. Good. We're going here. But, if there's this thing, which I know a lot of people have, we have to be there by 12 o'clock. We've got to be there by 12 o'clock. Or, well, what happens if it's 12:01 and 3 seconds? Are you going to get upset? That usually sends people off the charts because you show them the mirror of you're being ridiculous. And what if someone has to go pee? What if you get a break? I mean, you can't live in the world of what ifs because that stops it. That's like the prisoner of waif. That gets in your way. So there's a word that gets trotted around in the yoga community. It's called ahimsa, ahimsa, which translates into do no harm. The point I'm making is when you have an issue, that there is a mess that gets created from resentments, from past feelings, from all of the things that's a filter, becomes filter over filter over filter, and clogs your ability to be light, to be bright, to be joy, to be love, to be all the things that you want to be. When you're trotting out all this other stuff, that gets in the way. And the reason I was giggling when I said the word ahimsa is that there are words that get trotted out by people that stick it on bumper stickers or slap it on a post-it note without really knowing what it means, and they certainly aren't being it or exercising it. Another word I hear a lot is namaste. Namaste, have a nice day. Do you really know what that means? Because knowing the people that say it and knowing the people that trot that out, no. It's not, okay, well, thank you, and here you go. That means the light, the love, the joy, the compassion, everything that's good and holy and wonderful and meaningful in me is seeing the same thing in you. I feel the same way about when I'm paying for something at the grocery store. I really don't know the person or where I'm paying for something. It comes up a lot here in this area of the country. I'm paying for something, I've gone through the door and someone says, have a blessed day. Okay, I just leave. Now, do they really mean, because that's like saying namaste, do they really mean have a blessed day? They want to bless me with a blessed day. And, I'm being a bit ratchet. How do you know I'm not? How do you know that every day I put my feet on the floor and say, thank you, I'm here, I arrived, it's not blessed. It's always a blessed day. Always, always, always. A good day, a great day, a namaste day. Now I get to start it at 5:30 in the morning, meditate. If you want to join me at 5:30, I don't expect you to. Please do, or get the replay on the YouTube channel. The last thing I want to say about all of this, and then we will meditate, we'll get to the message, is what you are, what you say, what you present and project in the world becomes you. That's kind of a stretchy quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. So my nugget, my story in all of this for you is be of what you want to create. Now, there's another quote out there that I could use that again gets used a lot in posters. So that be what you see, or be what you want to create in the world, or something like that. Let the experience of the mess that might have got created, your mess, own it. You did it, you owned it. Then let that be the message that you move through. Know where you've gone, know what that happened and where it happened and how it happened. Be okay with it because it happened. You can't not say it didn't happen. But then use it as a way to say, whoa, okay, now I know that this is a bit of a blind spot. This is a bit of a mucky, there's some mucky energy here I got going on. Should you feel guilty? Only if it was intentional. That's guilt. Shameful? Again, only if it's intentional. I mean, I know a lot of folks who have done things in their life in the past, knowing that other people may get hurt by it, or that something might not be quite right, and it may be not so integrous. They do it anyway. I don't know. That's a lesson that has to be learned. I can't say why a person does what they do. I don't know. But should there be shame in it? If there's any shame, it lays on the person that feels the shame. It shouldn't be pushed at someone unless you're a parent or someone who could teach a person something about it. And I'm lucky that my mum, when I was growing up, had conversations about it. Do you understand what you did? And do you understand the impact it had on who you did it to? And if I would say, well, yeah, and usually the look on my face was, yeah, I did. Okay, so now you know it was not the right thing to do, and you know that this is what happened to the other person. You need to go and tell that person you're sorry. You need to go really tell that person you're sorry. And how do you intend to make this right? Because this is just good, solid teaching, good, solid things to do. I felt guilty. I felt shame. I was little and I didn't really know, but maybe I was pushing the boundaries. And we were all a little selfish. Own that. That's more mess. I also feel like, inside all of us, there's two things: love and hate. It lives in both of us. Those two live in us all. Love and hate. You can choose it. Good or bad. Good day, bad day. Good life, bad life. If you realize that you want something better for yourself, be what you want to have for yourself. The other part is believing that it's there for you. If you say, I'm not good enough, I can't have that, I won't be able to afford it, there's no money for it, you live in that whole wagon of that. And I've been there. My relationship with money for most of my adult life has been weird. It's been up, it's been down, it's been all around the town. Until I realized it's just energy, like the ocean. You put the bucket in, there's more water, dump it on the sand. There you go. All right, it's time to meditate on this subject, but I'm going to do a reading from our little book of stuff, Melody Beatty. Let's see what this magical, I don't know what this is doing in here. I think maybe because I want to get some new business cards made. I don't know. Here we go. Let's just flop the thing open and see where it lands. There we go. Oh. So there's two. I might read them both because I can't decide. April 13th, if it's your birthday, happy belated, or happy early, however you want to look at it, because we're almost halfway through that. Give freely of what you've been given. Learn not to overcare, overgive, and overdo are lessons of the past. We have learned them well. There was a time when we needed to monitor our giving because we were giving compulsively, almost addictively, with no thought of what felt right, with no understanding of loving ourselves. But that was yesterday. This is now. We can trust ourselves to know when it's time to stop or when our giving has become destructive. We can trust ourselves to know when it's not our job to give, because now we are connected to ourselves, listening to ourselves on track. Give freely of your time, your heart, your joy, your wisdom. Share your experiences, your strengths, your hope. Share your weaknesses as well as your strengths. Share your money, your gifts, your laughter. Share your hope. Share yourself. Give freely of what you've been given, and the universe will provide you with exactly what you need. Give freely, and the universe will freely give to you. So the other one I was going to read, which I think is still appropriate, is relax, and that's April 14th. Too often, out of sheer habit, we tighten up, tense up, and then approach life from that stance. When we have something to do, our automatic response may be to tense up, shoulders and neck strained, back bent and cramped, breathing shallow. But anything that needs to be done can be done better if we are relaxed. Learn to relax, program your body, each part of it, and let go and be at ease. Allow yourself to come into your natural posture and alignment. Learn to relax until moving, acting, speaking, being become naturally from this place of being relaxed. Find activities that help you do this: a hot bath, a steam bath, a massage, sunning, walking, meditating. Teach yourself to become aware of how your body feels during these activities. Memorize that feeling. Practice relaxing until you can recall that memory and carry it throughout the day. That's what meditation does. Periodically throughout the day, take a few moments to check your tension level. If you find any part of your body tense, take a few more moments to consciously relax that part. Visualize warmth and ease flooding into any part of your body that has become tight or is in pain. Let the tension, the stress, the blocks that drain from the top to the bottom. Your body wants to relax. It wants to become comfortable. It wants to heal itself. Empty your mind of tense thoughts and let it follow your body into relaxation and calm. Allow your mind to become still. Quietly accept each thought, then release it. Breathe into comforting, healing energy. Breathe it into your mind, into each cell of your body. Breathe out, exhale, stress, strain, discomfort, and fear. Don't resist what you are feeling or thinking. Accept it, then release it. Just as water cannot pass naturally through a pinched hose, your vital life force cannot flow freely through you if you are cramped and tense. Honor the life force that's in you, that flows through you. Honor it by relaxing, opening to it, and inviting it to surge through your body. The techniques of relaxation will refresh, restore, and recharge you so that you can do all you need to do with more power and vigor than before. Anything that needs to be done can be done better if you're relaxed. With that said, we're going to relax and meditate. Yes, 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 indeed. All right, put your feet flat on the floor and close your eyes. I take my glasses off. I think I've explained it. I don't know what that is. It just feels free. All right, first of all, start by taking a big breath in through your nose. Release the side out. And And for today, begin to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in a word that you want to be your platform for the rest of today. And you can say you want your platform to be of love, your day to be based on peace, your day to be based on relaxation. The word is for you, your mantra, your message. And with the word, it can be joy, it can be happy, it can be lighthearted, whatever that is. Let it be the polar opposite of what you are releasing. So if you're releasing physical pain, exhale it out. If you're releasing emotional pain, exhale it out. If you are releasing anxiety, depression, or anything that isn't serving the healthy, vibrant, sunny person that you really truly are and were created to be, let it go, because it doesn't serve your higher purpose. Breathe in the word or words, doesn't have to choose one. Exhale the past, let it go, it's gone, it's finished, doesn't come back. Don't drag it into the present. Now you're breathing in positive word, positive mantra, and you're releasing out the opposite, the negative, the energy you don't align with. And think of everything that you're exhaling becoming like a drain, going down through your legs into the core of the earth and being burned. It's possible when you're letting go of things that have been there for a while for your legs to tingle, your feet to tingle, and you can feel heat. That's the energy literally leaving your body. All that negativity just rushing down and out. And pull your attention, your mental attention, to the center of your chest, your heart muscle. And let it settle there with a colored light. You choose whatever color you want it to be. See it and feel it. With every inhale breath, intensify the light so that it shines like a laser beam up, out the top of your head and down through your body to the floor. Let this central color light that follows your spine line up and down begin to glow from your spine out into your muscles, and through your skin. And see this energy that you're creating, this vibrational energy that you're creating, radiating from inside of you, glowing outward. And let it continue to glow. Allow this glowing light to increase and go even further to engulf the room that you're in. Let the word and the mantra touch and flood the people that are around you, near and dear to you. If you find yourself fidgeting or twitching, be okay with that and know that it is energy leaving your body. It is old habits finding a way out. Think of it as the ego that's lost its way. Acknowledge it. Be unattached from it. Let those thoughts go. Now, with your mind centered on the middle of your forehead and your body and your environment, your building, encased in this light that you've created from inside of you, infused with the word, the positive word that you are about and for. With those two elements, bring into your mind's eye a person, place, or a situation that seems to be a mess. And if it's a person that seems to be a mess, feel in your own body where there seems to be a feeling of tightness, trapped energy. Breathe in deeper. Send that light to that part of your body, and as you exhale, let that go down through the floor. And set your intention to release all the negative thoughts, feelings, stories. Set the intention that they be cut, released, and forgiven. Slowly but surely bring your attention back into the room that you're in. Begin to see the light you created coming towards the surface of your skin. Feel the essence of the light in your room and in your environment, but the visual, just reduce the visual till it lands in your heart, in the middle of your being, in your chest. And when you feel complete, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. This acknowledges yourself for doing the work, for taking the time out, for doing something for yourself. Lift your thumb knuckles up between your eyebrows. That honors everybody else that has benefits from you, that you benefit from. And then together we bow and say namaste. The light, love, peace, joy, compassion in me honors that in you. All right. This has been a wonderful 45 minutes of Kicking It with Kevin. And I will be back here again on Sunday morning at 11:30 with another subject. I wish you all a great Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we'll see each other soon. All right, bye.